14-year-old Samuel Bird, a member of Paul First Nation in Alberta, Canada, was last seen on June 1st, 2025, leaving his home in West Edmonton to go and visit a friend. His disappearance ended up launching a massive search effort by family, friends, members of the community, as well as search and rescue teams. Upon investigating Samuel's disappearance, law enforcement was able to obtain footage of Samuel around 8:30 p.m. on June 1st, 2025, walking through the grounds of Holy Cross School in the city's West End. And he reportedly did make it to this friend's house on 150th Street and 106th Avenue. Authorities ended up obtaining a search warrant for this friend's residence, and they did go inside and seize different items on September 18th, 2025. Less than 2 weeks later, on September 29th, 2025, that residence was on fire. Despite law enforcement not knowing the whereabouts of Samuel Bird, they did end up saying that due to their investigation, they did believe that there was a criminal element to his disappearance, and they believed that he was no longer alive and that his body was taken outside and concealed outside of the city limits. Over 4 months after Samuel Bird was last seen, authorities did confirm that on Thursday, October 16th, 2025, his remains were found in a rural area south of Stony Plain, Alberta. They also revealed that 38-year-old Brian Farrell right here was arrested and charged with second-degree MURDER and interfering with a body in relation to Samuel Bird's disappearance and death. Farrell has also been charged with 13 other offenses that include aggravated assault, arson to property with disregard for human life, unauthorized possession of a firearm, assaulting a police officer with a weapon, uttering threats, and fraud over $5,000. Court records show that arson charge does involve the West Edmonton property that Bird visited the night that he disappeared, and the same property that authorities conducted a search warrant at, as well as the property that Brian right here set on fire. This is also the residence that Brian Farrell resided at, but was recently trying to move out of. Now, according to what I have seen online, it does appear that Brian is actually the father of Samuel Bird's former girlfriend. So on one hand, it seems like this was a setup and that Samuel Bird was invited to this residence so that harm could be done to him. But on the other hand, when you look at Brian's charges and the fact that he's being charged with second-degree MURDER, which means that someone was unalived, but that it wasn't premeditated, it just causes confusion. What happened that night? Now, Brian Farrell here does have a lengthy criminal history that predates Samuel Bird's disappearance and death, including various aggravated assault charges, weapons, and mischief charges as well. Law enforcement did put out a statement saying that they believe that Brian Farrell here is the only suspect at this time, and they do not believe that anyone else was involved in Samuel's disappearance and or death, though their investigation is still ongoing. Now, Brian Farrell did have a court appearance set today. His bail was ultimately denied, thankfully, as it should be, and his next court appearance is scheduled for November 10th, 2025. Obviously, more information is going to come out soon, but what are you guys thinking right now? Do you think that this was a setup, or do you believe that this was a result of something that took place in the heat of the moment? My thoughts and prayers are with Samuel Bird's friends and family, and may justice be served to the fullest extent.